What is up, guys? I'm going to currently show you a freaking way to make money here on Reserve. A map I know very well. I'll show you all the high loot spots, loot chances, ASAs, intels, raiders, where they sit, where they hide, scavs, where they sit and where they hide, and spawn spots, tricks and tips and tricks. And generally how I play the map. Typically the way I run the map is about the same every time. Based on where I spawn. But it almost stays the same no matter where I spawn. I just adjust accordingly compared to which side of the map I spawn onto. Just for preemptive notice, I'll let you know that 90% of my looting will be just about basically just D2, I'd say. So a lot of it's going to be in D2. And there's things you gotta look for, ways, tips, tricks, things to know about extra campers possibly. Intel, plenty of intel spawns down there. ASA and D2, Intels of course. SGC-10s, military circuit boards, military cables. Sounds like we might have got a white pawn spawn. And I do have scavs on currently, just for the heck of it. Alright, so right now we have a spawn in, we call this death fields. Just right here is going to be the knights. This is going to be white knight. I'll show you here in just a second. Good thing about this spawn is sometimes I believe you can find an ASA or an OFC shell on the back shelves. You can sometimes find a paracord in here. But I don't stick around here too often. ASA and military battery actually can also spawn at any one of these tanks. This one up here. Oh, there's that tank. There's just one here. So the way I'm kind of going to run this map is the way I'll typically run it. So there's some spawn stuff there, nothing that you would really care for. The tank will typically be on the ground next to the tank, and the battery will be next to the tank. Of course we have Harry Potter here. And keeping in mind this is the way I would normally run the map if from that spawn point. I typically go in here. There is a spawn chance for aces up here and intel. If you're lucky enough, an ASA will spawn there, and an intel can spawn there on that chair there. While being careful in here though, there is a spawn up at dome. They will sit up there sometimes and possibly shoot you. As for these rooms, they're honestly up for random. There's nothing set in stone that spawns in those rooms. Duffel bag in one and 2 jackets in the other. I have found some of my nice keys out of this building. 2 jackets here. Yeah, I mean, that's not really a nice key, but you get a decent spawn for decent keys. So now typically from that spawn we'll go to the White Knight, then we'll cross over here to Black Knight. Come in here. Just loot up, loot up. Not that I can recall, there is no intel or basic spawns in here that I'm aware of. It used to be actually a good place to find, graphics cards because there's 4 computers in this room here. But they no longer have graphics cards and computers, so this kind of place is just a little hangout to regroup if you're with friends, or just to hang out and listen if there's enemies around.
Yep.
Right here is tents, and it's actually king, but everyone calls it queen. Go in here. Once again, this is the same route I'll take. We'll go in here and show you this. This is Queen Garage. A Tetris can sometimes spawn here, but Tetris now almost are worth literally 0 almost now. Graphics cards and stuff can spawn on these shelving. MCB. I'll probably pick up things as we go, just to show what we're getting out of this raid. Like kind of TMGT here. All the stuff in here is kind of at random. I don't go in there very often. Now we came from that way, we took a right into the garage there, and now we're coming this way, going into gymnasium. In here you'll find more server X. There'll typically be some OK stuff that you usually find. A spot that no one knows about is stuff spawns under the surface of that. And now I look over there because there's literally nothing there. I do promise, always check there. Don't look. Always walk up to it. Sometimes stuff will spawn on the bottom of it. In here, same thing as in the garage. Random stuff. Graphics card can spawn there. Now if you have keys and stuff, which I don't really carry keys for this building because I don't ever go second floor. Second floor has what's called a giving spot. There's sometimes something decent stuff that spawns there. Check all these rooms. You could possibly find more intel in these rooms on the desk. More server racks. But typically I just go from in there to straight down here. This is the entrance of D2 from Queen, or King as it might be called. In this room here, if you have the key for it, which I believe I don't, you can unlock it, and there is intel spawn in there. And you can also unlock this, I believe tank batteries spawn in there. And I kind of try and hit things and show you what you can kind of get out of this map. Honestly, it's all at random. Mixer, that's 15k, 37k, I think 50, 13k. Nothing will be in here, and nothing will be in here. Now here is literally the enemy called Ratacombs. Now when you come down here, I always do the jump. There's a crate over here. That's probably worth some okay-ish money. But now there's plenty of intel to be spawned down here. It's a bathroom, nothing will be in here. Sometimes a scav will sit right there. Or a scav will sit here, or there in this hall. And a scav will sometimes sit there. But check every desk. For intel. Also check these blue folder things here. Intel can spawn in this.
Keep quiet.
Oh well. So now we'll proceed to go over here. More intel, possible spawn all over these desks. That is power, by the way. This is how you extract ND2, that has to be on. And you always check all of these servers in here, just like every other spot. SGC10. And at the end of this, we'll rally up all of what we made for money. There's 2 grenade cases. Oh, look at that MPV grid. Now, if you're ever low on energy or hydration, this crate here is the place to go. We'll spawn cigarettes, of course, food, but it'll usually have hydration and food in it. Now, we came from over there at Queen. We went through all of the offices. Now we're going to go over here towards what's called Marked or Black Pond. This is going up the marked room. This is the actual room itself. Now we have another Nixer, MP7, magnet. Horse, not really worth too much. But it's still extra money, you know, to grab. Let me tell you what key this is. Marked room. Gonna be RBBK, this key here. For marked room in Black Pond. There's also a marked room down in D2, but that room there is actually pretty horrible. There's not a lot of good stuff that spawns in there. And this key here, I forget what it is. I think every key in here except for this one here is all here for reserve. I can't remember which one this one is though. Might be RBTB, I'm not sure. You can still look it up on Wiki and know for sure. Spawns usually pretty decent stuff in here. Decent-ish. You can get up to like 4 AKs on the wall there. You can get a nice kitted AK here, but it's not super common that happens. Bunch of gun parts. This alone is 30k. now we go up to second floor. Which key was it? I have it's 2 and 3. All right.
Капец, уже!
So supposed lytic spawns here, supposedly. I haven't seen it myself yet. But I wouldn't doubt it. Wouldn't surprise me. It is Tarkov. Now we go up here. I'm just grabbing anything of value that I would normally grab, even though this is an offline raid. Here. Gunpowder, that's like 70k, I think. This is ORB2, second floor, armor of Black Lawn. Get this Sukkov, I think it is. I can't remember which one. There's a PT or something. PT. You get ammo, you get AKs out of here. Usually you can sometimes find some CBS, that's pretty good ammo. Get good ammo out of here. Strip the mags, make the most of your money. That 45 rounder is not going to be worth a lot. This AK, the suppressor alone, is 20k. And it's guaranteed to be running, I think it is BP rounds? Double check that, be sure. I think it's BP. Yep. So AKs and marked are always guaranteed to be using BP. Ooh, I think we also have an next room up here. Oh, it's not this key, but this is also another decent spawn for stuff. Nothing too crazy usually. Here's where everyone wants to run to because of graphics and Tetris spawn. Oh my god, shotgun scavs are broken. There's 5 computers in this building, but no longer do they once again hold GPUs, so it's not really worth checking computers anymore. Can of paid. This gets you a free Salewa from Therapist, and usually it spawns up here pretty frequently. Stain mag, I wouldn't grab that. I don't personally want them. I prefer to only use the 60 rounders. This, I'm not too sure on the price of it. I'm sure it's 20k at minimum. Now that we're in, this is called Black Bishop. You check every shelf of Black Bishop. There is good spawns for filters, power filters, MCBs, SGC 110s. All on all of these shelves. And usually in here you can sometimes find what I was just talking about, or usually some screwdrivers. Or nippers. Now in here, there's a possible graphics card spawn there, there, or there, along with a Tetris. Armory. Here you can find iridium and all of the other nice items I was just talking about on here, or here. Now here's drop down where everyone rushes to. Mixer. T-plug, no one really cares for it. CPU fan, those are going for 30k. I'll throw out some that's worth only maybe a few. Grab that. Once again, 2 computers. If you're ever in here, be careful of dome. There's people sniping a dome. More than likely. First floor here. I don't have the key for. Intel and whatnot can spawn in there along with FP100 filters. And here there's possible intel spawn. Right here you'll see it. Jacket, I don't really check too often. Here we have food crates, I believe 3 of them on this truck. Not really ever too crazy in those. So we went from Queen going out into D2, went through D2, went to Marked, and from D2 out of Marked building to drop down. Now we're making our way to Med. Now depending on my spawn, correlates with which route I take and how I take it. Also given the situation. Med building's very good for finding any kind of meds you may need. I got car kit there. I usually go straight up to second. This is, I think it's RBKSM or SMP. SMP. $1.2 million key when I bought it at the beginning of White. You get a supposed LEDX spawn in here. I've hit it enough times, but I've never seen that happen. Nitrochloric acid. I'll throw out something lesser expensive. Blood sets, morphines, propitols, serve kits, CMSs, Golden Star, Vaseline, all will spawn in here possibly. But that's what's in here now. Augment, ibuprofen will also spawn in here. This is a free room. It can sometimes have some decent meds in it. This key here, I no longer keep because it is not a good room. So from here, typically go to D2. Check right, check left, check immediate right. You'll usually find some possible car kits, IFAKs, Salewas, Propitols, all in here, along with splints and of course bandages and hemostats. Blood set. Also make sure you look back there. On all these shelvings. Now we're back in the entrance of D2. Ah, man. Okay, we'll throw out those. 2 ammo we got in here. Not worth keeping. We'll reload just for the heck of it. So, the key thing to point out there is, just as that scab came across right there, you kind of want to be timid of people also doing the same thing. Because if I'm not heavy enough, I'll show you here that you can almost jump over this water without an issue. And I'm over. So now we have a possible intel spawn here, I forgot to mention. And this is Queen where we originally came down and was in here. So now we have power on. I'm full on loot to the max. Always want to check these doors, and up here people will camp up there and extract camp right there. Other thing is you always want to check like this, see if you see any legs. People will also sit on top of this door, and people will sit on top of that right there. Just to prove a point. Throw my bag down. You can get on here, see down that hall. They'll usually shoot this light out, and they'll sit either there or where I am currently. Now right here, when you open this door, immediately run. Usually someone will sit there possibly if they're camping. Behind this door, this corner, down here, and behind this door. Next famous camping spot almost everyone should know is up there and down there. Sometimes here and sometimes here. I'll usually blind fire into these spots just to see if I can't get them to fire back if they are there. So see, now we have motor there. So what we'll do here, we'll throw that AK down. We'll actually probably just part this one off, make more room. It's a 7.62, so it's going to be a little bit more, sell for a little bit more compared to the 5.45. Look down here for any possible FP100 filters, water filters, tubes will spawn down here. Motors galore apparently. Always check behind the door. Always check across this hall. People will sit back through that hall sniping. And we're not yet. We still have ASA and 3 more intel spawns to check. And we're right at extract. So down here, you're going to find your intel spawn. It'll either be up here or be sitting on the desk here. You also find some little stuff on the side here like relays. Don't happen to spawn. ASA spawns in the shelving, just like I showed you guys before. And now we go in this room. Intel will spawn there. You'll find relays and stuff on the shelving. And we have a safe here. Got rubles, GP coin, money. Check the computer just for the sake of it. Wires, not worth it. Also be sure to check this side here. I've also found aces on this side of the shelving. And now through that door, we came through here, and that door is the door you have to head to through for extract. The little thing I've learned, come up to this corner, squat, turn. You can see through the map and you'll see someone floating. There's an extract camper. You don't see anyone floating. Just because you didn't see anyone floating doesn't mean there's someone not behind that door. So now I know it's 100% clear back here. Now we still have an intel chance of spawning. And now we're checking the secret stash. Nothing in it. Always check your corners here if you don't ever do your search. Intel can spawn right here. Red Labs keycard, possible spawn in this jacket. .104 key. And we will tally all this stuff at the end. Always check down here, you'll find MCBs, SGC-10s, military cable, power unit, supplies, everything. Come back here. I check up here for my own sake. And I'll usually sit in my spot and wait for the door to open. Anytime you ever see lights shot out, usually means there's either a camper or they're trying to slow you down, making you think there is a camper. Seeing how dark this is, it's kind of sketchy. So now we've made, I want to say 30k there, depending on how many rounds in it, is another 30k of BP. Then we have a SGC-10, which you sell a therapist for 87,000. MP7 sells for, I think it's 56,000. 37,000 the therapist. If you sell this on the fleet, it's typically 50k. 30k for this suppressor. Use 13k, 15k. I can't remember too much on the spark plug. It's nothing expensive. This is probably a couple k. Horse 5k to therapist. Mags, miscellaneous stuff like that, couple k a piece. Another 15k. 36k. 13k. 15k. 40k. Get you a Salewa trade. 15k. 40k depending on where the market is. 70k for blue gunpowder. Couple k, it's nothing crazy. GB coin, 27k to therapist. And that is a reserve run. Thank you for watching. Hope you appreciate it. I've taken a lot of time on this. Not only did it take time, but it's a lot of learning and progress. I don't expect you to run exactly how I run it or anything like that. But at least give it a shot. There's a lot of money to be made there. And thank you for watching.